My son was born in the UK. Then 2 days after all the airports shut down, we come back to Brazil. In one of the last flights, we experienced like a difficult birth. And then we discovered the hearing loss. I was feeling really stressed out. I thought about going and check my family, and then COVID hit us when Lucca was 4 months old. So yeah, sometimes when I told people this looks like a movie, like from how intense things has been, but yeah. I don't know why this is not working and stressed me out. So yeah, so I am responsible for all CHAMP1 social media. Jeff and Kate is started before me, but then I tried to create some design, some pattern on Facebook, Instagram. I am the one who do the newsletter, so apologies for the grammar mistakes again. And this is important because this is how our foundation is seen by other foundations, by institutions when we apply for grants, by pretty much by scientists that can start to have interest in our cause. So it's not just about having a pretty page, but it's about to promote our foundation. So if you have content that you would like to share with me, I know that I already talked with some of you online to ask for videos or permission to share stuff. If you feel comfortable, you can message me telling, oh, look what my son is doing, or we achieved that, and all this type of content is the one that we like to post. This year, I still have 2 challenges that are recreate the foundation website and promote the Giving Tuesday campaign now in November. So, apart from all of this, I'm Lucca's mom. Lucca will be 3 years old in a couple weeks, and he loves music and sounds, even having a moderated hearing loss, and he's having lots of fun at his first year at the nursery. This is my husband. They are not here, but they are with me in my heart, right? It will be really challenging to travel with him 11 hours. And we got Lucca diagnostic when he was 1 year old, exactly in the day of his birthday. And this is why I got this picture, because we were devastated. We had no idea of what CHAMP1 was or meant for him or for us, and we were in that denial phase of like, oh, if we don't have information, then it's nothing. We should be fine. If there is nothing to know about it, then there is nothing to worry about it, right? The denial stage, we have all been there. But we decided to celebrate him anyway. He's been the light in our lives. And actually, Lucca's name means shine, and he's the shine in our lives. And so we got his diagnostic in one of our first appointments with the neurologist. We got really lucky. We got a good one. I know that many families struggle and took years to get the diagnostic, and how much they suffer trying to get some answer. But our neurologist just looked at Lucca and said, I don't know, there is so many symptoms, so many things. And then he asked first for that first genetic test, the karyotype. But then when we arrived at home, he called us and said, I don't know, I never have seen a child like him. I will ask for the exoma. So like in our first appointment, he already asked for the exoma. It was really expensive. We managed to get our private health insurance to pay for it. And then he told me, Patricia, I am a neurologist, but I know some genetic people who deal with rare disease, and I could present Lucca's case to them to see if anyone has interest in investigate further. But could you share with me Lucca's timeline and story, and where you guys have been, like what you have done, everything that you know about him? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, definitely. I have all this information. I will put together and I will share with you. And I promise I will not go with all these details. This is Lucca's life from birth into 1 year and 2 months, years old, with all procedures. Like the one at the top are the appointments and the things that we heard. The ones in the bottom are all the tests that he went through. Even when he was born, he was in the special care, so lots of things too. But it took me almost 6 months to put this timeline together, because every time that I needed to get all the papers, all the tests, all the results. And every time that I took one paper, it brought me back to that doctor room, to that experience of not knowing what's going on, and the stress of making them even had a blood sample or something else. And then I started to cry, and then that took longer, and then I stopped it, and I come back 1 week later to get the other test, to get this timeline done. And I am telling you all this not because I want to cry, because it's easy for us to cry all the time. I don't know about you, but for me it's really easy to cry all the time. But it's more to say that I was not ready, not even to... Sorry. I was not ready to put this timeline together, but I needed to try to help Lucca. And I feel like we are all like this all the time. We are not ready to the challenges that we overcome every day, but we are there because we saw a smile, we saw an achievement, we saw their love with us all the time, so apologies. And I decided that I needed to compensate my timeline because that one was really tough to deal with, isn't it? So I changed my timeline and I make a little bit of a different timeline that now shows some achievement like this. Sorry, wait for a second. Look at this physiotherapy since 9 months old. This is her physiotherapist. She's, and this was Lucca's first steps. As you can see, I cry all the time. And then I was crying, his physiotherapist was crying, and our families were crying. This was like 6 months ago when he started to walk. And we all know how this is small achievements, big achievements. They're all part of like our joy, our everyday joy. And I thought to share with you. So this is just one of the achievements that Lucca had over time. But there is other time. My timeline also changed. Like he loves to play the piano, and then I started to put other things on my timeline. How he smiles while he's playing during his physiotherapy sessions. How he loves the sun and being outside. How he loves to swing, even that sometimes they came with a prize at night. How he learned new skills by touching his little keyboard, I think in how he smiles when I pick him up from the nursery every day, how he smiles for his speech therapist that is here. And this is my new timeline. I am trying to fulfill my timeline with all these good things about my little boy, since he's the joy of my life. So let's connect. This is my social media. Sorry, Jeff, if I run out of time. And let's chat. I'll be here until tomorrow, so let's check and connect. I will introduce Thais. Thais is also from Brazil. She's Lucca, speech therapist, and she traveled with me. Obviously, English is also not her native language, so please be patient with us. But thank you very much, guys. Looking forward to meet you all.